The town of Liskeard has a station on the Great Western Main Line, which is served by trains that run between Penzance and London, with some additional cross-country trains running into the Midlands and the North. Oh, and also some direct services to South Wales. And it is indeed a lovely little station. However, if you look a bit harder, off the end of platform 2 is yet another platform, which is set at right angles to the main line. And here you will find platform 3, the terminus platform for trains that run on the Looe Valley Line to the harbour town of Looe. And hello, I've just arrived here at Liskeard and I'm now at platform 3. Which is entirely different, as you know, for platform 1 and 2, which is probably, you've already seen some shots of that. And yeah, I'm here to go that way, which is actually that way, down to Looe on the Looe Valley Line. And we should get a bit of a walk in, maybe a beer, something to eat, and look at least some of the stations on the line. I think I've worked out an itinerary where, with my timings, I actually can't get to one of the stations. But apart from that, yeah, I think we might get a little bit of a walk, we might get a little bit of a station hop, and also, yeah, a sandwich and something to drink as well. So, yeah, join me and we'll investigate the Looe Valley Line. So any day here on the Looe Valley Line, a diesel miles per unit will ply its trade backwards and forwards between Liskeard here and Looe. And yeah, there's a little connecting line there, so it's not completely disconnected from the main line, so the train can come and go back to its depot. So let's have a little walk around Looe's platform 3, which is like its own little substation. When you go inside and have a little look round, there's actually quite a lot to see. There's a little exhibition and a waiting area, and I think they've done a very nice job. And what we will see, if you haven't ever seen any videos or been here yourself, all of the stations have a very branch line feel. The layout of the stations and the colour scheme of the stations is definitely gives it its own little flavour. It's not very corporate Great Western, which is nice. One thing I did enjoy was the old ticket office, where inside the drawers was explanation of the ticketing and also images of tickets that no doubt many of you watching will fondly remember. I certainly remember the Omni printer tickets from the 1970s from my own local station. So while we wait for our train, it must be time for a map. Well, here we are at Liskeard in the southwest of England. The main part of the line that runs north-south was built in 1860, originally to convey granite from the Bodmin moor quarries to the dockside at Looe. Subsequently, passenger services commenced in 1879, but that did not really take off until the loop was constructed to link to the Great Western Railway station in 1901. The loop itself is both tight and steep, as we shall soon see, with trains being obliged to reverse at Coombe Junction. The intermediate stations are all request stops, and the train will then roll into Looe Station, which is sited just to the north of the town. Back in the day, the line would continue to run south at this point to take goods down to the harbour side. And as for average speeds, well, I think this is the slowest non-heritage line train ride I've ever taken on this channel. And the unit on duty all day today is 150263, a two-car Class 150, currently in GWR green, but as Les, who I meet later, tells me, it used to be a ScotRail unit working around Glasgow. And we pull away to embark upon that loop down to Coombe Junction, with the spur from the main line just coming in from the right. And the 150's wheels squeal around the curve as we squeeze through the foliage on our precipitous descent, which takes us quickly underneath the main line. Soon we're rolling into Coombe Junction, where the staff must first unlock the points and then the driver can draw us forward. and then the staff member can rejoin the train and we can proceed. Incidentally, this particular service is timetabled as a direct service to Looe, and so will not stop at any of the stations, even if people attempt to request it. Once on the original line, we pick up the East Looe River, which, although very small here, will soon open up into a wide estuary when we get nearer to Looe. At St Keynes, somebody vainly tries to stop the train, but we sail on through. Soon the river begins to broaden out and its tidal nature becomes evident. Now this section is particularly interesting as the line runs along a causeway built on the river bed, with water therefore on both sides of the train. And then we skirt the river bank down to Looe Station, just about at the point where the East Looe River meets the West Looe River. And at Looe I bid Les goodbye, although in this little branch line world I expect to see him again. But I've no time to spend in Looe though, as I'm going to be jumping straight back on as this northbound working does stop at the intermediate station, and I've asked to be let out at St Keynes Wishing Well Halt. And going straight back, at least we get a chance to view the river facing the other way. Oh, and the tide's coming in, so as the day progresses, the river should fill with water. And Sam Place will be the one cute little station that I will fail to visit today. As you'd expect, all the northbound trains run pretty empty in the morning, as it's all about getting day trippers down to Looe.
I'll see you later, probably.
So here we are at St Keynes Wishing Well Halt, and it's a kind of, not quite a ride out, walk back, it's a sort of ride out and then walk around. So what I'm going to do now is, and in fact on the board in there it actually says that it's a nice walk, we're going to go out here, we're actually going to go and visit the Wishing Well, and then we should be able to track around and then down the hill back to Causland Station, back there, and then when that train does its run around we should pick it up there. So fingers crossed I can do a 30-minute walk. I've got about 40 minutes to hit that train as it comes back, so let's crack on. And as the sign at the station proclaims, this was the last one to be built on the line, being inaugurated in 1902. And here's a bit of TV trivia. The mill conversion ahead was featured in the Grand Designs TV series. I must say it's mellowed in nicely now. Well, there's always a climb involved when you go out on a walk, and also a fast walk. This is a long, steady climb, but after the Wishing Well, I'm expecting a long, steady downhill all the way to Causland Station. Oh, there's a view over there. Well, that's nice, but we can't stay too long. I've got a train to catch. Now we're at St Keynes Well. Just remember to say hi to Les, who's retired from ScotRail and is enjoying a break down here, and he came up to me at Liskeard to say hello. So anyway, best of wishes to you, Les, and I might see you on the train back up to Liskeard. Well, there it is, the old well. Forgive me if I don't take a drink from that one. But anyway, well done, thank you, the Liskeard Old Cornwall Society, 1936. Well, let's hope a YouTuber on foot can squeeze past. However, that road is closed, otherwise I'm not catching that train at Causland, am I? Still, as we expected, it's all downhill from here, I hope. Hopefully they don't mind me having a couple of steps on their driveway. But oh, look at the view. And that is the Looe Valley Vineyard, if any of you like a little tipple of wine. was a tight squeeze, but we managed to get past the van. Looks like they're putting up new telegraph poles. Right, I should stop staring at railway tracks from a bridge because I've still got a fair walk to get to this station. Although I do have about 12 minutes. And here we are at Causland, notable because it dates from 1879, thereby making it the oldest intermediate station still in use on the line. And it's also here that I meet Kat and Ross from Canada, who were hiking in the area and making use of the railway now to hop down to Looe. Kat and Ross are going to flag the train down. And what a fine job they do too, as 263 comes round the bend for us all. Oh, and there really is a very big step up here. This time as we go past, I get a chance to show you where there is water on both sides of the train. There's been a station on this site since 1879, and in 1901 a new one was built very like the one in Liskeard to handle the threefold increase in passenger traffic. However, that station was demolished in 1968. Well, Lou, you are looking great today, aren't you? And yeah, hi to Kat and Ross, who I met at Causland Station, and well done them for flagging the train down so we all got here safely. Now, there is loads to see in Looe, but the subject of this video really is mostly going on the train, and I won't have time to spend too long here because I need to crack on and get to Penzance to see my mate Paul, and then I'm doing another train thing tomorrow. But anyway, time to have a quick look at what Looe has to offer. I went down to the quayside because I recall that Jeff Marshall showed some of the old harbour railway tracks here, but I'm blowed if I could find any now. Still, it's a beautiful day just to enjoy the river and the beach. Oh, and I did manage to get myself a pint too. So that's a nice walk round Looe. There's a few people gathered waiting for the 1516 back up to Liskeard, but I think you'll find I promised you one more station to visit. So let's hop on the next train and visit that station. Well, this is definitely a station with a view off the platform, isn't it?
We are now approaching Coombe Junction Halt.
And just as we expected, I did bump into Les again as we were both bidding goodbye to Looe. So it certainly looks off the end of the platform here like there was some kind of stop sign in the middle of the track, but basically it's just working on that stop marker now, isn't it? We couldn't come to the Looe branch line without getting off here at Coombe Junction Halt. I suppose made most famous by Jeff Marshall and least used stations, and yeah, it feels very unused. Although, of course, it got lots of traffic the moment that it became the least used station. Lots of people came. Well, I'm here. Mind you, I'm on a Rover ticket, so nobody really knows in the data that I got off here. Anyway, it's a pretty... ooh, lots of reverb. It's a pretty big waiting shelter for the number of people it probably generally gets. But I'm not actually catching a train now, so that's my last train on the Looe Valley Line, because nothing's going to be stopping here for a while, and besides, I need to get to Penzance to see my mate Paul. So from here I'm going to be walking up the hill and rejoining the railway at Liskeard. So all I can say at the end is thank you very much for watching this little trip around the Looe Valley Line, and I hope you enjoyed, you know, a bit of a walk, a bit of seaside, a few stations. Met a few people on the way today as well, didn't we? So yeah, if you've enjoyed it, do subscribe, like, all of that stuff. But most importantly, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time I'm doing something like this on the channel. And if you've enjoyed seeing me mucking about on a branch line, then why not check out me visiting every station on the Windermere branch line.